Explosions are everywhere. Hey, welcome to a Aaron Live last second live stream. And boy, did I didn't even there's no prep for this. None. I just sat down and said, you know what? I'm doing it because I got stuff to share. And I'm a sharing person. I want to share with you guys. And so the heck with doing advanced promotion and letting people know. It's like you guys should be waiting at your computer, waiting for this to explode. And so here I am, and here you are. We got a few people here, so that's all right. I'm trying to adjust my camera on the fly because, like I said, completely unprepared for this. But I do have an agenda, and not a political agenda. Well, I do, but not on this show. I want to show you some stuff. So let's see who's here first, shall we? Postmaster Dan is here. AJ Tom, heck yeah, I love some last second live streams with Aaron. That's right. It's like Christmas, right? Except you don't know what's coming. They say, hey, oh, by the way, AJ, it's Christmas. Here's a present. You open it up and it's me. It's exactly what it is. K Manifesto, what's up? He's here. Look at that. Congratulations on 1K. Thank you very much. We're at 1,020 right now. So we're moving right along. Rodney Ulabari is here. I haven't seen Rodney in a couple of shows. Welcome back, Rodney. Glad you could make it. And Hyper Kaiju, of course, with his usual greeting. Finally, some quality entertainment. And that's what we're all about right here is quality art, quality entertainment, so humor. Lots of violence, though. We're really good on that. As long as you guys earn it. I don't just hand out violence, arbitrarily. You have to earn it. All right. Hey, Dave Ulbrich is here, representing his Geek View Tavern. And I was supposed to be a guest on his show. I never got an invite. He said, "Oh, come on the show sometime," and then never heard from him again. Jerome. What are you talking about, man? Hey, Aaron, you should dress as Green Arrow or Deathstroke in the next Comic-Con since you look like those characters. Do I look like? Well, I guess I got the white beard. I think Deathstroke's got a little bit more hair than I have. Same with Green Arrow. I guess if I put a hat on, you wouldn't know, right? So, yeah, that's probably not going to happen. There was a time where you might have been able to talk me into dressing up at a con just for, just for fun. But that time is past. See, look, here's Dave Ulbrich. Calm down, it's gonna happen. Yeah, sure. Dave was one of the first guys who nicknamed me a whiner, and I got up in his face and I said, yeah, I guess I kind of am. So that's kind of my MO. I don't whine and complain about stuff. Yeah. Exactly. Earning violence. Where's Jeff Potts? If I wasn't such a Muppet fan, I would slap you for that. But you actually might be right. I just might make a good Sam the Eagle. Well, apparently that's the way I can make money. If I dress up as a Green Arrow, I can make a little bit of money. Which is an interesting thing because I can take super chats now. So that means you guys can give me money for no reason. They do it for everybody else. I don't know why you wouldn't do it for me. Okay, so let's let's do this. There's 14 people here right now. Okay, so I go over to my where I keep all my videos and stuff on this screen over to the side here. I'm using StreamYard as a program, and it used to be the images were side by side and column down. Well, now they're all single file, so my column is like twice as long. So I have to scroll through all of this stuff just to find what I'm looking for. Anyway, but let's do this first. That's right. So how did we get to 1,000 subs? We got to 1,000 subs by you guys subscribing and liking the channel. So keep on doing it. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, you must. You must. Ask anybody who's subscribed and is a regular here. This is must-see. Well, I don't know. It's not TV, but it's must-see streaming. It's must-see streaming. So make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. Oh my gosh, look at this. My son Roscoe drops me a $4.99 super chat because I begged. But you know what? Oops, wait a minute. There it is. Hi, Dad. Oh, if only Shelly was here for that. She'd get a crack up for that. So the guy gave me $4.99 just to say hi. Thank you, Roscoe. I appreciate it. That'll go into your college fund. I already gave you a bunch of money for no reason. You know, Dave, the only money you ever gave me was for artwork and I earned it. Oh, there's Roscoe again for another hi, Dad. Sorry about that. You know, maybe I will get a little more forceful and put up a subscribe or die. You know, that would be, is that too intimidating, do you think? For me, probably not. Okay, so we've done that. So now let's do this. See, I gotta scroll. Oh, there it is. Okay, let's do this. What am I working on? That's why you're all here, to see what I'm working on. I've got new stuff to show you. But I recently got, well, we'll get to Wraith of God in a minute. You knew that's where I was going, but let's go here first. I did this. Now, do you guys remember this? Anybody see this? DC Superheroes, The Ultimate Pop-Up Book by Matthew Reinhardt. Okay. I drew that cover, by the way. Thank you very much. Thank you. This is several years ago. I didn't color it, though. I penciled and inked it, though. I want to give you a little walk through this, and there's a purpose for this, so just bear with me here. You know, there's nothing worse than dropping your pencil sharpener on the ground and then it explodes and then there's crap all over the place. Okay, so these are actually pretty cool. Okay, so we open it up and there's like Superman, right? Let me zoom out a little bit. And again, there's a purpose why I'm showing you this. So the Man of Steel, and they got all these little things here, and then this little thing opens up. And there's Lex inside, Lex Luthor. You know. Now, I didn't do the Superman thing. What I did do, though, there's Batman. That's pretty cool. I think this was Scott McDaniel did Batman in here. That's kind of cool. Gotham City explode. Here's what I did. Come on, baby, get your arm out of there. Her hair seems to be discombobulated as well. Yeah, so I drew this like Wonder Woman piece in here. And look at this, the invisible plane. How cool is that, right? It opens right up. These are all drawings I did, of course. And then, ooh, Wonder Woman versus Ares. So that's kind of groovy. So yeah, so I did this, I don't know, 10 years ago maybe. I still have 2 of these for sale. If anybody is interested in one, you can contact me and I'll autograph it. And there's some Green Lanterns that someone else did. And then it all ends with some dark side action. Oh no, actually there's one more. Holy Moses, look at that. That's pretty incredible. Look at that. It's got the whole like Justice League gang in there. That's pretty awesome. So anyway, I just got hired to do one of these again. That's why I brought it up. For Marvel this time. And so I'll be doing a Captain America spread. So I'm kind of psyched about that. So anyway, that's I'm waiting for the layouts right now. So I haven't actually started on it, but I am going to be doing that. And that'll be kind of cool. Okay. So what else is new? Well, this isn't what I'm working on, but I just want to share this because it does kind of relate to what I'm working on. See that? That's an Avengers 93 Neil Adams issue 9.2, baby. Slap. This was the final payment for the beer label I did for Bedrock City Comics last year, I think it was. And so I said I would do it in trade, and I got that and an old Tales of Suspense featuring Goom, one of the Kirby monsters. So that was my payment for doing that artwork for the beer can. And I'd like to point out that I view high-grade old comics as currency. So if you have a bunch of high-grade old comics sitting around and you want some of my artwork, that's the best way to kind of squeeze it out of me. Let's get caught up here. All right, I'm going to do this one more time just to show you how much I love you guys giving me money. That's the third time I've shown Roscoe's. I technically only have to do it once, but hi, Dad, he says. And okay, so a Geek View Tavern says, we already read that. Blah, 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 blah. Now, I was just on these guys' show Wednesday night. So I did a big, long interview and said some things that are revealing. So if you haven't checked out their channel on YouTube and checked out the interview, please do that. You might find it interesting. See, now there's someone that I think enjoys a good pop-up book right there, DJ Close. Oh, there's Gail. Now, Gail, how could you not know about that pop-up book? Because that was right when we were working on Wonder Woman that I did that. So Gail's busy though, so she probably was just, had so many projects going. She couldn't take notice of a little pop-up book I was doing over there. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. And to get to do it again, I mean, I enjoy doing that stuff. A lot of, I think, artists look at it and say, it's like movie stars don't want to do television shows. Well, they do now, but back in the day, they would, that was like a step down. So, right, you didn't do TV until your career was over, right? And, you don't do Hostess fruit pie ads or pop-up books or any of that stuff until your career's over in comics pretty much. And whether or not my career's over in comics that's another topic. But I did these because I like doing them. I think they're fun. I think it's fun to have like pieces of stuff like that you can look at years down the road and go, oh, yeah, I did this great pop-up book, So anyway, I have kind of a different attitude about that kind of stuff. The invisible plane seems like the easiest thing to draw. Yeah, but it wasn't easy to put together, I'm sure. Oh my goodness, Defenders of Comics has dropped me a 5 spot. How about that? Thanks for the shout out. Congrats on the new work from Marvel. Well deserved. Thank you. Well, it's not really from Marvel. It's from the book publishers. It's I can't remember the publisher, but it's just from a regular book publisher that basically licensed the Marvel stuff. But I got it through Marvel, through them, because I'd worked with them before, so they wanted to work with me again. And so this time it'll be for Captain America. So I'm pretty jacked about that. Gail is emphasizing the fact, she's yelling at me, that there is a lot of Wonder Woman stuff, and she is correct. There is a ton. Every time I go to a bookstore, I see like new stuff I wasn't even aware of. See, Gail's in agreement with her. She says, "Oh, no, I love that stuff. To make something good out of a weird assignment." Exactly. So anyway, so we got the comic book out of the way. We got the pop-up book out of the way. Okay, so let me show you this. See, I could do this massive scrolling now. I don't know why this stuff got rearranged. Okay, so we all know about this, but if we don't know about this, let me tell you about this. This is Wraith of God. This is my new crowdfunded project. It's a 72-page epic graphic novel. It might even be bigger than that by the time I get done with it. So you're not just looking at just a regular comic here. This is a 72-pager full graphic novel. In fact, if you remember back in the old days when Marvel, back in the 80s, when Marvel was doing original graphic novel publications, they were 64 pages. Okay, this is 72. Okay, so this is like, it's like a more than a 3-issue miniseries. And that's just the story, because there's going to be some other stuff in there. So it probably is going to like expand to like 80 pages or something. So anyway, here's the deal. If you sign up for this now before it goes live, and it goes live in about a week and a half, so there's not much time left. If you sign up for it now, you get in on this limited edition trading card. You say, well, what's so special about that, Aaron? Well, I'm going to show you, because that's what we're going to be working on today. I've been promising a trading card. Now I got to deliver. So, but you can only get the trading card if you sign up before you order. Okay, so if you just wait till it goes live and then you order the book, yeah, that's great and I appreciate it, but you're not going to get the card. So if you sign up now, you'll get the card, and the link is in the description. So there's just no reason why not to go there and just type your email address in there. It's also on both my Facebook pages. It's on my Instagram profile page. It's on my Twitter profile page. Ladies and gentlemen, it's everywhere. So there you have it. But I want to show you there's something else to go with this. I'll just do this really quick and let you know that, get up there, that there's also the retro 70s cover version. So there'll be 2 covers that I did. This one, this is the retro one, kind of reminiscent of the, well, very reminiscent, obviously, of Marvel about 1972. And then the one I just showed you. And then I have a big, huge, humongo named artist working on a 3rd one. So there'll be 3 cover options. So I'm pretty excited about that, but you're not going to find that out until the thing goes live. So you want to keep your eyes and ears open for that. Okay, so look at that. Gail says, man, that cover is fire, baby. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Past Master Dan says he's got some good Silver Age stuff. I'm a big fan of good Silver Age stuff. Huge, huge, huge fan of good Silver Age stuff. Let's see. Tom says he signed up for it. Okay. You know, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to, you know, I don't want to badger you if you already signed up for it. But if you haven't, I want to badger you. Sign up for it. Okay, so I want to show you. I'm doing a limited edition print. That's also going to be one of the tiers when you order the book. That'll be an option for you to get, is this limited edition print, right? Well, let me show it to you. I can't show you all of it, but I can show you, well, I can show you the inked version. I'm coloring it right now. So that's what we're going to do. We are going to, I got to make sure the right thing's on. Okay. Sharing the screen is, I really wish that StreamYard would streamline this process. Okay, look at that. Okay, so that's the black and white, right? And this is going to be the limited edition print that's available as one of the tiers when you order the project. Hey, Lady Celtic Moon is here. Awesome. How about that? Let me see if I can, let me zoom in just a little bit in on this. Okay. Yeah, that's better. Now, the interesting thing, interesting at least to me, that I did here on this was that you would see I put some ink splatter in here, along with some, some whiteout splatter all over here. Now, the whiteout, the Pro White, is not that big a deal. I mean, what I basically did was get the Pro White, which tends to dry up like a week after you buy it. So you just add water and it gets wet again, right? So it's not waterproof by any stretch of the imagination. But anyway, you take that, get it at the right thickness, consistency, put it on a paintbrush, a toothbrush, and then run your thumb across it, and it sprays white splatter everywhere, right? Well, you do the same thing with black ink, and that's nasty because it makes a mess. So what I did was I put rubber gloves on, those, you know, those thin, like rubber gloves, surgical rubber gloves on, and then went ahead and did the splatter with the the black ink, the India ink, and kept my hands relatively clean. But that's how I did that. And I just wanted to do that again to kind of give it more of again, you know, I hate using the word gritty or whatever, but it's, for lack of a better term, just to kind of give it that feel, that Sienkiewicz-y kind of feel. Okay, so I'm coloring this right now, and here's what it looks like. And I'll talk a little bit about my process for doing this, although I'm certainly not a master colorist, but at least from the technique standpoint. Okay, so are you guys seeing that? Okay, excellent. All right, so basically what I did here was, first thing I do is I'm kind of old school. I use, again, it's funny for me to say old school because the stuff that I use doesn't feel like it's that old, but in, I'm sorry, my pile of books over here just onside my computer collapsed, so it's buried. Okay, so I use Mark Chiarella's book, you know, and Brian Miller from Hi-Fi has a really good book too that he's put out. So those are kind of my resources. And basically I use these things not for coloring education, but for how to do certain technical things with Photoshop, because that's where I really struggle, is with you know, using the programs and the tools of the trade. But so what I do here is I convert this to channels, CMYK and then channels. You make a duplicate black channel, and then basically you white out all the colored channels. So all you have is the black line channel, and then all your CMYKs are white. Okay, and there's steps in process. I'm not going to get into how to do that, but so then you just start coloring the CMKY, and what it does is it doesn't cover up the blacks, right? It's like the blacks are on a different, it's like everything on top, all the colors are like transparency over the top of the black is essentially what it makes. So what I do initially here is I'll select the entire piece of artwork, and then I'll lay in whatever my key color would be, or my background color. And in this case, it's going to be red. So I covered everything in a sheet of red, right? Well, then I just go in after that, and then I start using the lasso tool to go in and lasso whatever area I want to do to fill in with a different color, right? And so everything you do, you put in as a flat color. Okay, so what I've accomplished so far is I've laid down the red for the background color, then I've gone in and filled in the Wraith with this dark blue, because he's, you know, his costume is black, so these dark blue are your traditional highlights when you're using, you know, black. And I'll put I'll put some hotter highlights up in here when I get to the finishing stages. But essentially what I will do is go through and select anything. Well, you know what? I'll just go ahead and do one so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay. So I have a Wacom or Wacom tablet that's probably 100 years old, but it still works. And so I got this pen and a little pad down here, and it's not a Cintiq, so I'm not like looking at a screen and doing it. I am looking at the screen in front of me while I am basically doing the drawing or the circling on my tablet, which drives my wife nuts because she has a real hard time doing that. And it's really easy for me to just look at the screen and not have to look at my hand. I know it'd be easier if I had a Cintiq and was actually doing this on the drawing that I was looking at, but you know, whatever. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do this vampire's head, right? So I'm going to select my lasso, and I'm going to just, I don't have to get in here too tight. Okay, if I want to get, actually I do have to get in here tighter, so let me zoom in. I'm kind of looking at two things at once, so I want to make sure that you guys are seeing what I'm seeing. Okay. All right, so So you see the marching ants, right? Okay. So I hold down the shift key now. And what that allows me to do is it won't break up the the line I've already drawn for on his face here, the lasso line. It'll continue it. But if I were to let go of the shift key and then start to circle this, all that stuff I just did would have disappeared. So then I have to go to history and take a step back so I can reestablish that. So you keep your finger on the shift key. Now I don't have to be oh crap. I'm going to just pull the eyes out later. It'd be easier just to do the face like this and then take the eyes out later. Because the black is always going to show through, I don't have to have this line like super close to his face. It can just be into the black area as much as I want it to, because it's not going to, the color that I lay down is not going to show on the black. And then what I want to do when I've got two colors up against each other, like this cloak and his skin, then I have to make sure that my lasso line is inside the black line work, or that color will bleed out into an area that I don't want it to be in, which is easy enough to fix, but the less fixing you have to do, the better, right? Okay, so there's his terrifying face. So I'm going to go with, I'll go over to my color box over here and pick out something that is, I'm going to go something cool, like a cool flesh tone. And to be honest with you, it doesn't really matter because you can change this color anytime you want to. Let's see what I want to do here. So I'm going to pick something pretty light. Let's see what this looks like. So then I just go in and hit fill and fill in that color. So that looks more white than anything, but it's more of a yellowish, you know. And this is just going to be like my base color, and I may change this later. I might put a little bit more flesh tone in there. So I'm going to drop this yellow down a little bit more into the orange. Let's see what, and of course, this is the great thing about working digitally, right? You can just change stuff so easily. So we'll change the color a little bit, then we'll hit fill. Give me that. Well, I'm going to leave it like that for right now because it doesn't matter. Why doesn't it matter? Because I can change this color anytime I want to. And what I'm really doing here is creating masks of color, right? So we're going to deselect that. Now I want to get in here and get these eyes taken care of, because I don't want them the same color as his flesh tone. Obviously, I want them white. So go in and select those. Then I'll go over and pick to my color box over here and change it to white. And then we'll just go ahead and fill that with white. See? Now his eyes are white. This may be overly obvious, but I'm going to make his eyes red. Now I've indicated a little bit of a highlight in there, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. I'll add that later. So I'm going to take the red right off of his cloak with my eyedropper tool, and that puts it right into my color box. And then I'm just going to go ahead and fill those with red. And there we go. So now he has red eyes. His teeth are probably closer to the actual color that I want him. I don't know that this guy would necessarily brush his teeth a lot, so I'm not sure that he would have actually like white teeth. But, you know, I didn't really plan on doing a coloring demonstration, but it does seem to be sort of apropos since I've never really done one before. I thought you guys might be interested to see on how I do this. And most colorists will actually, what I'm doing right now is called flatting color. And most colorists will hire someone to do this for them, and they'll just go in and do the color rendering and stuff after someone else has flatted it for them, because this is extremely time consuming and not very rewarding. And believe it or not, for as time consuming as it is, it's very cheap to get someone to flat, like $20, $25 a page. And if you're, you know, a really good colorist, you're getting 100 plus a page. So you're willing to have someone else do the flat work and give them $25 or $20 so you can do more work. Okay, so that's all of his teeth. I'm going to make them white right now, even though they're not, I'm not going to leave them that way. Okay. Then I would go in and with the lasso and get these gums. And again, I'm trying to make sure I stay in that black line area right there, which I didn't do a great job of on those teeth. Okay, so let me find a suitable gum color. That looks like that'll work. I'm going to fill in the gums. All right, and we'll do it down here. Ugh. I didn't do a great job staying in the lines or on some spots, which I'll just have to go in and correct later. Okay, so there was his gums, there's his eyeballs, there's basically his really kind of jaundiced skin color. Now let's zoom out, see what this looks like. So I'll go to View up at the top in my panel of options and pull down and hit Fit on Screen. And so there it is. Okay, he's very jaundiced looking, but again, that's not really, doesn't really matter at this point. Let me see what, yes, AJ, this is called flatting. I think I already answered that anyway. If he had glasses and a goatee, he could be on The Professionals. Okay, that's pretty good. So I'll give you a, see, I got to scroll for a half hour to get my special effects. This is terrible. So anyway, you get that. I should have slapped you for that, but it was actually funny, so I'm not going to. Ooh, wait a minute. I think you're undermining the horror in this drawing by saying that. So let me do this for you. Froze there for a minute. I had to wait for that last kick. Oh my goodness. Okay. Statistical Zero stopped in, said hi, and took off. So thanks for joining us, dude. Okay, so let me just do one more thing on here to show you. Okay. I don't know how much of the screen can you see. Well, you can see the whole thing. All right. Okay, so that's what the channel box looks like, right? So you have this black copy area that you keep highlighted, but I'm doing all my coloring in the CMYK channels. So they're the ones that are highlighted, not my black channel. Now I could go in and highlight my black channel if I wanted to like remove some of the black or fix some of the inking or something like that. I could do that in this channel, but I'd have to activate it first. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to create what I call masks. I don't know what the technical term for it is. So I'm going to go over to this and create new channel. And then I'm going to call the first one Wraith. Give me a little box there that asks me what I want to call it. I'm going to call it Wraith. Okay, so then I've got this blank channel right there that's activated, right? So what am I going to do? I'm going to go in with my magic wand, and if you hit contiguous up here, it'll only activate the areas that you touch. If you mark the contiguous box off, if I hit the blue that's in here, if I quit moving, if I hit that, it's going to now activate all the blue on this entire piece that's the same color. So if you have two colors that are really similar, like you have a blue like this and just a slightly lighter blue, if you do it with a contiguous book off, it might box off. It might activate not only the blue you want to activate, but also the lighter blue that you don't want to activate. So you have to be careful of that. But anyway, so I activate those. Then I go up here to edit. I copy that. I go to my, oops, let me try that again. You have to be in CMYK to copy because I want to copy what's in the CMYK. So I copy that, then I go down here to my new Wraith box, you can see, and then I'll paste it right in there. And that's all the blue that I have on there. Okay, so what does that mean? Well, I can go back to this later, and if I want to change, like say I'm almost done, and I say, God, you know that blue I used on the Wraith's cloak, I don't like it very much. So what I can do is I can go in here, and this is even after you may have done like some shading. There won't be much obviously on this Wraith because he's almost all black, but if you went in there and you save this as a flat gray tone is essentially what it is in the in this new channel that I've created. You go and hit that with your magic wand and activate those areas, and then you go back to your color, right? And then you hit it, you can fill it with a whole new color, and you don't have to go in and lasso everything over again, right? So that's kind of the purpose of that. And so we can go in here and do the same thing with our vampire's face, right? That looks, you know what that looks like? It looks like that. Remember that shot of that bald bat boy that was on the cover of National Enquirer like years ago? They used to run that all the time. That's what that looks like. Okay, so if I edit that, I go to copy, then I go up here to this box and create another new channel. We'll call this Vampire. Right? And then I'm going to go, let me turn this off. Come on, you dummy. Oh, this has to be activated first. Okay, so it's, for crying out loud. Okay. So you can see that was the area that I activated with the magic wand. So now I'm simply going to, and I copied that, and I'm simply going to paste in, and it becomes this gray tone there, right? So all I have to do, if I want to change his facial color, is go in here and activate this on the vampire channel. So now his face is activated. Now I go back up to full color. Now you can see the face is activated. I can just drop in a different color and it'll change the whole color. Okay. What happens is if you start doing your modeling and your rendering in here before making one of these little masks, well, then you can't use your magic wand to go in there and activate it because you have different layers of color, and it's not just one flat color, so it doesn't activate everything evenly. So it picks up some of it, doesn't pick up some of the rest. And then so basically you have to lasso the whole head again and start over. Whereas if I just save it as this mask in my channels, create a new channel for it, then if I want to change the color, I can just click on that, activate it with my magic wand, and then go in and just change the color and start over. So it's a little time consuming to do this flatting, but it is very valuable if you flat like this and then you make these extra channels to put like masks of everything that you flatted. So you can just go in and change the color super easy if you need to. And for some reason, this Wraith of God thing did not activate like it should have. So I'm going to redo this. Okay, so I've got all the blue in there. Okay. So we go edit, edit, copy. Then I'm going to go to my Wraith. See how it just kind of, I don't know what happened there. But I'm going to go ahead and paste that in. Okay, now I've got all the black area, or the color areas that were underneath that black. And so now I essentially have a mask for the Wraith's color if I want to change it. And I'll do the same with the guns and all the witch here, and of course the vampire's hand and his cloak, and the zombie, the golem, and then the werewolf. And then once all those things are flatted in color, then I can then I'll create a mask, whatever's left of the background red. And I'll create a mask for that because I'm going to go in with a paintbrush and do some effects back here. But if I screw it up, then I'm like, or maybe I want to change the color, or I want to start over, then I can just go in and activate the background layer that I would have created down here, and then just drop in a new color and start over. So, and remember to save your files, because all you need is your computer to crash or something to happen and lose all your hard work. So anyway, there's that. That was a quick little tutorial that I wasn't necessarily. Is that Joe? Anyway, that's not something I was necessarily planning on doing, but we did it, and I think we all benefited from it, didn't we? Prater says the inking on this looks amazing. Thank you, sir. This is all pen work, and it's all sort of a little bit rougher, like I've been showing on some of the previous things. Oh, hey, David, since you're in the chat, do you want to come on Sunday night for round 4 of competitive drawing, where we do Black Bolt? There's my official invitation. Let's see if he's got enough courage to accept the challenge. Giving Brohawk some credit there for his humor. Let's see. I've been trying to learn coloring, so this is awesome. Thanks for doing this. Sure. It's a, I would seriously though, get this book because it outlines the steps on how to set up your files. And that's, in a lot of ways, that's the trickiest way. The trickiest things to learn. How to color, you learn how to do that. You should read some books on color theory, things like that. But actually knowing how to use the program and the mechanics to get it to do what you want it to do is half the battle, and then just making good color choices is the other half the battle. So doggone it. See, I can't do anything fast anymore. I don't know. Okay, I'm going to quit whining about this. It's just, but it's driving me crazy. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Aaron, do you ever use non-digital anymore? Yes, I do. You see that garbage man behind me? I inked that, and then I was gonna color it in Photoshop, but I really needed to do it quickly, and I was like, I can do this faster painting it, and so that's all painted color on there. It was all watercolor, that whole thing. So, and then, that was 12 years ago, but yes, I do paint, but usually for the drawing would have to be set up to be a painting, as opposed to, it's not like I ink stuff and go, should I do watercolor or should I Photoshop this? If I ink it, it's 9 times out of 10 is going to be, I'm going to drop it in Photoshop and color it there. It's amazing seeing how you are working in so many dimensions, while I find it difficult just to live in this dimension. That's pretty good. I'm sensing that Mike is being facetious here, and um, um, I don't know, Mike, were you sick? Or are you just joking? Well, anyway, so I want to do a little bit of work on this trading card if I can. Kind of give you guys an idea of what, if you take the time to run over there and sign up for Wraith of God, that this is what you'll be getting. And the interesting thing about this card is I've decided not, you know how all trading cards, since the 90s have been like these super glossy, coated, beautiful, trading cards. But I want to go back to like the cards we got in the 70s, those of you who were alive in the 70s, which would probably be me and David Williams. And, but like baseball cards and stuff that you'd get with the stick of gum inside, that's what this is going to be. So it's going to be like kind of a throwback nostalgic kind of card. So I think that makes it even more valuable because no one's doing those anymore. But I found some place that actually gave me the option of like, do vintage or do, new. And I'm like, I'm doing vintage, man. That's all I do. And, in the spirit of the last minute live stream, I don't have a pen within reach. Well, actually, oh my gosh, that was the stupidest thing I ever said. I've got a whole rack of pens right here, but just ones I haven't used yet. So I'm going to break them in. So let me grab a, the right size. I want a 0.3. Where's my 0.3 at? There we go. There's a 0.3. This is a Micron. Actually, I'm going to do my border in a thicker line. Okay, so we're doing a trading card. This is supposed to be a thicker line. How is that not a thicker line? I'm just going to get a Sharpie, all right? We know that's a thick line. And it's almost out of ink. I'm telling you, my world's falling apart. Okay, so this is going to be our trading card, right? Now, what this is going to have is an image on the front. I think it's going to be like sort of sepia tone-ish. And then on the back, you'll flip it over and it'll have like, someone made the joke the other day that you would even put his batting percentage back there. But what I am going to do is, list his physical attributes, powers, villains on the back of the card, right? So that'll be kind of fun. Okay, so what I wanted to do kind of was create a border, but let me do, this is what I was thinking. I have a couple of options here. Oh my gosh, this pen's a piece of crap. This better not be a new one. I swear. All right, I'll just use my Le Pen. Okay, so this is just a layout, so I'm going to do it in ink, which I probably normally wouldn't do. Obviously, I would do it in pencil or something. But I want you guys to be able to see it. It's kind of the purpose of it, right? So I got his hat up here. You guys can see, let me zoom in a little bit, because that'll help. Okay, there we go. All right, so I had a couple of ideas here. I was thinking it might be kind of cool to have like a shotgun over his shoulder, right? And then maybe maybe he has kind of a jeweled ornate cross in his hand because, you know, if he was hunting vampires or something. Although this is not a vampire story, so maybe that wouldn't be the best idea. Why don't we do something specific to the werewolves that he's going to be hunting? So there's a medallion involved in this that these everybody's trying to get. So in this story, so let's say if he's holding the medallion, for example. You know, then we'll have his cloak maybe blowing in the wind here. Okay, so if I did that, and oh, you know, it'd be cool. What if I did this? See, this is the process. You start doing stuff and you think, oh, you know what, I'll change it. I'll do this. I'm going to do this in Sharpie so you guys can see it better. So maybe has his fist here, the chain and the medallion dangling out of his hand. That might be kind of cool. Okay, so it's got like a wolf's head in it or something like that. I haven't really designed the medallion yet, but I better have to start seriously thinking about it since it's a major part of the story. Okay, so let's just say he has the medallion hanging out of his hand here. Okay, this pen is a piece of crap. Every stinking thing I have is a piece of crap. Can you know what? Hang on. I was trying not to get up, but I'm going to have to get up. I just refilled all of my black pens in a very messy ordeal. It was quite horrifying. I probably should have done it live. Okay, so yeah, look at that nice black. Okay. Okay, so he has his jacket on, his duster. I might make all of my roughs available too as like a tiered purchase because unfortunately crowdfunding is still at a stage, unless you're Ethan Van Sciver, who seems to get pretty good numbers, where you have to do just about anything you can to raise enough money to actually pay for the project because we still don't have the numbers of people participating, readership and supporters that you would need actually to really just survive off the money you raise just by selling the book, right? So we offer tiers in there where you can get original artwork and things like that that go to paying for the. What did I say? I just filled this up and it's like, holy crap! Hang on. This one has been filled and has not been used. It cannot be dry. It would be physically impossible. And if it is, I'm going to lose my mind. Okay. Okay, so we got him. Actually, I kind of like this now. The more I'm doing this, the more I like it. Okay, so this is all going to be black, right? I think I'm going to do this, like I said, in kind of a sepia tone. So it's not like black. It might look pretty cool. Like an old Western photograph or something, right? Okay, so we got the Wraith doing this. He's got the gun over his shoulder. We got the medallion down here hanging down. Okay, so what I wanted to do, that's a good question. No, I don't think so, because I just think the cost of producing is going to be too much. I'll look into it, but I don't think I'm going to go that route. Although it would be kind of cool, wouldn't it? Let's see. It's I buy the refills, so it's not horrible. It's a good idea. There's a lot of good ideas out there for how to package some of this stuff, and I am a bit of a novice at this. But I got to. This campaign is going live like in 10 days, so I really need to sort of get my act together. But I've been so busy trying to produce artwork, the other stuff, like, wouldn't it be cool to make a medallion? Yeah, it actually would be kind of cool. Like I said, I haven't even designed the medallion yet, so it's kind of hard to. Okay, so let's say the medallion's hanging down in his hand here, right? So then what I think what I would like to do is, okay, so what I would like to do is like turn this border into a rope, okay? So the card would actually be like out here, right? And so then we'd have this border as just a rope, and I would round its corners so it wouldn't be square, they'd be round here. I obviously don't need to do all this, but I want you guys to see the sort of full effect of what this might kind of look like. Okay, so you have this rope border. We'll put a full moon back up here. Why not? And then something down here. Maybe we would have like Wraith of God printed down here or something like that. I have to go back and look at some older 70s trading cards that see some of the stuff that some other people, what they did design wise. But I think I would go something like that. I think that would be pretty cool. And then, of course, on the backside, like I said, you have information about the character and everything. And you only get this, you saw it right here, you're only going to get this if you sign up before the campaign goes live. And I know most of you watching right now probably have signed up already, but if there's a couple of people that are still thinking about it and haven't done it, now's your chance. It's funny. That's what, Shelley was like, you should like auction off like, studio time or bowling or something, I was like, well, I mean, then someone would actually have to live in Oregon or fly in just for that. And I was like, yeah, I don't know. There's some good suggestions. Barbed wire too on the border, or maybe a Catholic rosary. It's not a bad idea. You know, everything was going really smooth, and then I have to take crap like this. I think people would be thrilled to go to dinner with me. That's what I think. Andy's the one you got to watch out for, because you don't know what character he might become right in the middle of the meal and embarrass you or something. So, hey, let me say this though, since Andy's floating about in the chat. Andy has a live campaign right now called First Man. It's the second volume of his First Man adventures, and that is live right now. And I think it only has a couple of weeks to go. So, I want you guys to go check that out. It's on Indiegogo, so you can type in Andy Smith, and I'm sure it'll come up, or First Man in comics, and it should come up. But you want to go check that out. Also, Artemis Taber has a campaign that's in the pre-launch stage, much like Wraith of God is, called Black and White, that revisits some of his old characters from his Image days, I believe. And again, you might want to check that. It is also up on Indiegogo. Our good friend Graham Nolan has Alien Alamo, and he has a bullet that you can actually get, bullet keychain. That's kind of cool. And I think today's the last day you can get that. And he's in demand right now and doing quite well with that book, so you might want to check that out. Billy Tucci, of course, has his massive She Omnibus, and you want to check that out. That's live right now. And if you're a She fan, it seems like the ultimate thing to get. And then Dan Fraga, of course, has Black Flag, which is in demand right now, and he's working on that. Keeps showing some really cool pages from that. So all that stuff is worth checking out, as well as mine, of course. I think is well worth checking out. Let's see here. Yeah, David's campaign, from what I understand, and I understand a lot, he's of the mind that he wants to get it done, or mostly done, before he puts it up for backing, because he wants you guys to feel like he doesn't want you guys to have to wait very long to get the product. It's kind of like he wants it done, then you guys buy it and he ships it out to you. So so he'll be at least right now, that's kind of his plan. So so if he starts working on it at the same time I start working on mine, you might get him at the same time, right? He'll be crowdfunding his right when I'm shipping mine out. So but yeah, that's kind of, I think, his plans. So Artemis, I thought Art was short for Bartholomew. It might be. I've just taken to call him Artemis for whatever reason. Can you believe we've been on for an hour already? The time flies. It's such a... But anyway, I wanted to show you that. That's really all I had for you. So that, I think, is going to be the card. We might put a few more accoutrements on there. I have the first 3 pages are being colored right now by Brian Miller at Hi-Fi for me for the launch. So we'll have all 3 covers. 2 will be finished. 1 will probably still be in process, but at least I'll get the artwork from our guest artist and to display, to give you guys the option to get that. And then, of course, when it's fully inked and colored, I'll, of course, put it up on the page. The print, got to finish that up, but that'll be available. The card, I will show everybody the card art as well, for those who were kind enough to sign up before we went live, to show my appreciation for that level of support, which we just worked on right here. And I've also got the page 4 laid out, which we did on the last live stream. And I'm going to get working on that as well. And I got a book cover I'm working on right now that I got to finish up for a gentleman. And I've also got a couple of people waiting on commissions. So I've got all sorts of things to do, but I've got to get this Wraith of God stuff done so the campaign can launch on time and we can start rolling. Yeah. See, Mike's problematic in so many ways. He might be. Ooh. Super chat. Congratulations on being monetized. Thank you. I appreciate that. Stoneman, it was it was a long road to get to that 1,000, and I'm glad to have been able to get it over the top. And I just hope we can just continue to grow. I'll continue to do artwork. I'll continue to bring in guests occasionally and talk to them, or have little draw-offs or whatever, and try to expand the programming a little bit to give you guys something a little different, a little new flavor every time we do it. I've got a interesting little video I'm prepping for Sunday's show. It's not a comedy video, but it is a video about comics, so you might find it remotely interesting. So anyway, that's going to do it for today. Oh, look at that. Mike is sharing the money. I feel like I'm like on the street corner. This is like me video panhandling, right? It's like, send me money. Support the channel. I appreciate it. I am now in the top 1% of YouTube and Twitch, just because I got because I have 1,000 followers or 1,000 subs. Wow, how about that? See, that's what happens when you're kind and treat your viewers with respect, and just do a lot of drawing. So Stoneman says, I'll continue being amazed, Aaron. Thanks. And I appreciate that. I really do. I appreciate all you guys tuning in regularly and helping out grow this channel. And we'll continue to do it, and we will continue to do artwork, and we're going to continue to show you Wraith of God stuff as I can get it done. And I'm David Williams. As soon as I challenged him to a little drawing competition Sunday, I haven't heard word from him. So I don't know. I'm going to bug him about that and see if he will come on and meet the challenge. Let's see. There we go. I'm here to spread knowledge. I spread knowledge like other people spread peanut butter. That's kind of what I'm all about. 99% of YouTube and Twitch get less than 15 viewers and are not monetized. Well, how about that? Wow, I feel pretty good. This is kind of vague, Prater. I ordered and just received a book called Cartoon Country about some cartoonists. That's pretty vague. But I hope it's a good book. And I hope you guys, if you saw the Mark Nelson interview, ordered his books. Gosh, that reminds me. I was going to go on Amazon and order it, and I forgot to. This is what I always do. It's like I get these books, you're like, oh my gosh, I got to get that. I got to get that. And then I'm like, I'll get it tomorrow. And then you forget, right? So don't forget to sign up for Wraith of God. Don't forget. Do it now. And check out Mark Nelson's books too, because they're pretty groovy. And I don't have any idea what Mike Miller's doing right now, but support him, because support can be beautiful. And that was an old bra commercial from the 70s, in case you were wondering. All right, guys, that's it. Thanks for joining me. And come back Sunday. We're going to be, I haven't decided, 4:30, 5 o'clock, somewhere in that neighborhood. And we'll have some all new material for you, and it's fun times for everyone, I hope. There's a quick note about Mark Nelson, and it's true. He's quite good. If you like monsters and weird stuff, he's your guy. Anyway, guys, thank you, and we'll see you soon.